Control with the power is growing, the energy's flowing, and counters eroding, feeling exploding, the moon isn't showing, but I'm feeling wild and the aim is controlling, I'm fighting and throwing my fists till they crack, they punch and I counter with vicious attacks, as soon as they test me and think it's a rap, my power increases and dishes it back, the anger is fueling me out of my mind, the vision is tunnel for victory blind, I only see sayings was weaker than I, my father was right when he said he should die, we battle with Perry, the battlefield's wearing, the rubble, the dust and the battle is clearing, and what do I see? My father is perished, breathing a breath, making one that you cherish. I'm killing, leveling up to the max. Thought I was scary, well that was relaxed. Eat you in the ground to the planet collapsing. I'm digging you up and I'm sending you back. I'm learning, there won't be anything left. And just when you think that you're ready for death, I'll give you a break so that you can refresh and rip you to shreds and beat on my chest. I've been waiting for this, always coming, taking the hits, always stuffing, raising a fist, all day running. Run quick, better run, raising a fist, always something. Now they convinced, oh, it done it. They are convinced, oh, he's not bluffing. And they should have run quick, got it done. Come and get it if you want it. I don't talk and I don't need to flaunt it. I'm the baddest legendary, you can call it. Maybe you'll believe when all of you are falling. Come and get it if you want it. I don't talk, I don't need to flaunt it. I'm the baddest legendary, you can call it. Maybe you'll believe when all of you are falling.
Hello, everybody. Today, in the tournament server, we are having a debate between the Timebreaker Instinct, the god of biologists himself.
What's up?
Mr. Instinct, and in our right corner, the Lord of the Tournaments, the author of the night, Mr. Thor Wanker himself / Ghost Rider Wanker himself, Mr. Korin O'Keefe, in the right corner. They are using Demigra. They're using base Demigra versus base Daredevil, equal durability, AP, and speed and shit. Yeah, Instinct has base Demigra. Korin has base Daredevil. So without further ado, debate.
All right, since you challenged me, you can go ahead and start off with your first win con.
All right. So my first ring con is, give me a second. Okay. Demigra has this he has his ability, just like life manipulation, and let me look for the scan. Okay. All right, just give me a minute. Sorry if I'm taking up too long.
No, that's fine.
All right.
There's no rush.
I got it. I'm gonna post scans and I'm gonna explain to you what it does, if that's cool with you.
All right, cool.
I'm gonna post in scan zone 1 or 2.
1.
All right, cool. All right, you see the scans, and I'm gonna explain them to you, so you get the gist of it.
All right, sure.
All right. So basically, it draws you. The draw ability, which they have, it allows Demigra to absorb like HP or like life from Daredevil, and all he's gonna do is just absorb like his life force and just gives it to himself.
Oh, so he's gonna be absorbing essentially my entire life force. And yeah. I'll be so just so I get it right, it's like you're gonna essentially drain me until I'm just dry and I'm done.
Basically, yeah.
All right.
Got any counters?
Look at this real quick.
All right. Take your time, buddy.
So basically, in these scans, like, is this like, how does Demigra actually do this? Is he going to go about doing this? Like, is it like he has to touch you, use it, suck you in with like some type of energy, or what?
He can touch you and use his staff to just suck your life force dry.
All right. All right. Well, I do have a counter.
All right. What is it? I'm ready to
I'm
hear
going to
it.
argue that Daredevil is going to use his fate manipulation and make the fight go in his way, in his favor. And I can explain what I mean by that if you'd like.
Sure.
So basically, Daredevil can actually see, and I'll start posting scans, but he can actually see infinite possibilities, and he can actually determine and properly force the right possibility that he wants. So basically, he can see infinite possibilities, and he can literally make it go one way. There's only one way it's going to go, and I'm going to show you this. So what's basically going to happen is, at the beginning of the fight, Daredevil's going to step into the, obviously this neutral zone, and he's going to literally just see infinite possibilities. And he's going to see what you're going to do to him, like with your effect, your absorption, life force. And he's going to say, okay, well, there's one way this is only going to go, and that's me winning, basically. And as we see right here in these scans, he bodies everybody. He bodies Rhino, Bullseye. Bullseye starts running off because he can't even really comprehend what's going on. He's so freaking afraid right here. And it literally says right here, out of infinite possibilities, only one way this is actually going to go down. And you see Daredevil precisely and accurately handling him after viewing witness to all of these possibilities and seeing how it's going to go. And he forced it to go the way he wanted it to go.
All right.
No hesitation.
I'm just looking.
Okay.
I'm looking through these scans real quick. I might have a counter for this. All right. I'm going to give you that. And I actually have a counter for this too. And I can argue he has a causality type 4. I'm going to show you the scans in a bit and explain it.
All right.
All right, see, where is it? I got a lot of scans in my gallery.
That's fine. I'm not rushing.
All right.
But for the record, you do accept you concede. You're not conceding that it works just yet, but you do agree that that's what that is, right? You agree with my argumentation.
Yeah.
That's what. Okay.
Still looking through it. Almost there.
No worries.
All right. Infinite, you can edit this out since I'm kind of taking too long.
Yeah, he's got it. Don't worry, bro. And don't worry on my part. I'm not the type of dude to rush unless I'm actually in like a big rush myself. But I'm just kind of chilling right now.
True. You ain't lying.
Well, I'm just kind of having a good time, chilling. Edit this out too, Infinite. But yeah, we're just chilling. Like.
Yeah. Damn, where's it? Almost there. It's here. Almost there. All right,
while you're looking, okay.
I found one of them.
Well, I was saying, like, while you're looking, I would like to ask at least, like, you say, like, type 4A causality, but what are you exactly getting at with that? Like, what's going to be your point exactly?
Well, while I post the scans, I'm gonna explain them to you.
Oh, okay, that's fine.
All right, I got them. All right, well, I can argue that Demigra isn't determined by predetermined futures, so the infinite precog wouldn't really matter, and because like even he went back to the past within like Xenoverse to try to help his past self, and his past self died, but he was unaffected by it. So that will at least give me like a causality type 1. And I could argue type 4 as well, because basically like,
yeah, that's cool, but like I'm not using like actual. I never argued infinite precog necessarily or like causality manip. I'm manipulating the fate of Demigra. I'm my own fate as well, like both of our fates.
I know.
What I'm doing is I'm looking through infinite possibilities, and I'm using fate manipulation to wield it to the possibility that I want it to go to. So I wouldn't say that really matters in this case, because I'm going to wield it to go how I want to. I'm not actually like causality manip, fate manip, stuff like that. I mean, I get where you're coming from, but like I'm not necessarily doing what I would say you're trying to come off as what I'm trying to do is what I'm going to say. It's like I don't think this really helped.
I feel you. All right. So like, I can agree that I strawman you a bit there. If I did, I'm sorry about that.
I don't think you. I mean, the whole maybe, but I don't really care. It's fine. I was just letting you know that I wasn't necessarily arguing that I'm going to precog you for like infinite steps. I'm just saying Daredevil is going to see as soon as he gets on the field, like he did in that scene right here, verbatim. He's going to literally see infinite possibilities. He's going to see what Demigra is going to do. And he's going to say, okay, I'm going to wield this and manipulate fate. And this is going to go down one way, my way. So you're not going to win. I'm going to win. Just like he did with Rhino here, Bullseye, etc., all in the same fight sequence. Because he forced it to be that way. As you've seen, you agreed to that's what he actually did. And pretty clear.
Yeah, I agreed. I'm not gonna lie. I admitted that.
Yeah. So I'm not actually going to necessarily.
So I guess
I'm not going to be like
up to like the judges, so we go over your win con.
I don't know, because like I still have another point I'd like to make, if you don't mind.
Sure, we could go over your win con.
No, I just have another point on this, on your thing real quick, and then if you want, we can leave it up to the judges. But ultimately, I'm not going to be trying to attempt to affect you, your future self and stuff. I'm not going to be like, oh, I'm going to try to kill you in the past or present. Or not present. I'm talking about the past or future. It's going to be the here and now. It's just that Daredevil is going to look into the future, infinite steps or infinite possibilities. He's going to say, hey, oh shoot, Demigra is going to like do this to me. Literally, he's going to absorb my life force. So I'm going to wield it with my fate manipulation to go one way. This fight's going to go one way. That's my last point. I'm manipulating fate. I'm not doing like causal type stuff necessarily. I'm literally just manipulating the present fate here and now. How it's going to be wielded. That's the last thing. But if you have anything else to say, we can just leave it to the judges, I guess.
I guess we can leave it to the judges if you want.
All right. So can I go on my first win con?
Sure.
All right. I'm going to say Daredevil is going to negate your conventional durability, your physical durability, due to his pressure point / nerve strikes, as he's a master at it. I can show you a scan of this too. He's going to inflict severe pain upon Demigra and essentially paralyze him with his nerve point and pressure strikes. I can show you a scan. So I'm basically what I'm saying is, I'm just going to make you go unconscious, make you go limp for the remainder of the fight, you're just going to be paralyzed essentially when I press your, nerves and stuff like that. So, and this literally negs, and since you agreed to like equal AP and durability, I'm going to easily just neg your physical durability. And I can show you a scan of him like doing this.
All right.
Yeah, so basically my argument is essentially pressure points / nerve strikes, which does actually negate physical durability as it's directly attacking your pressure points and your nerves, and it's going to be disassembling you from the inside.
All right. Fair point. I also got a counter. I have a counter for this one, though.
All right, sure.
Well, I can argue that he has intangibility. Let me get the scan for that. All right. All right, give me a second.
Right on. Everything all right?
Yeah, I'm almost got the scan.
All right.
Scans. You can see them, right?
Yeah.
All right, so basically he can shapeshift, meaning that he can do this and turns into pure energy, and he can and he's intangible, via and he has this attack called burning something. I forgot the technique of it. I think burning boiling energy, whatever it's called, and that can make him intangible because that can turn him into raw pure energy. That would be my counter for the pressure points.
All right. Nice. Well, I'm going to simply say that you won't even have a chance to think about doing that because, well, I'm going to argue and say this. Daredevil has infinite steps of precognition, so he's going to be able to stay infinite steps ahead of the game. Therefore, he's going to be able to essentially walk up to Demigra, I'm going to say, and hit him with some nerve strikes before Demigra has the chance to understand or even realize what he has to plan out. And again, I'm not going to be attempting to affect you and with causality, manip, or anything, right? I'm just to clarify. I'm going to be precogging you now. I'm arguing precog, not fate, manip, or anything because we left it up to the judges, but actual precognition. So at this point in time, Daredevil, again, he's going to just literally stay that many steps ahead of you and just body you, the nerve strike. Because with that, being able to stay that many steps ahead of somebody, they won't even essentially have a chance to comprehend a plan for themselves. And I already shown the scans for him having that many layers of precog.
All right. Well, as I said before about my acausality, basically all right, let me remember what I said.
Well, you already said I'm not affecting your with causality or anything.
Nah, this can actually make me resist precognition though, and I can get you the scans for that too. if I can find them. All right.
Sure, but I would like to ask, would it be able to allow him to resist someone who has infinite steps over him? Like,
All right, give me a second. All right. All right. Even if the infinite precog has like steps over Demigra, he can actually has type 4 immortality, which means he can resurrect himself each time he dies. I can show you scans for that too.
well, all right. Well, before we move on to that point, though, are you actually saying that the pressure point is gonna work on you then now, or what? Because you're arguing something else. Like you're moving on to a different. So are you gonna say like it's gonna work on you and you're just gonna resurrect?
Well, like I'm not saying I admitted that as the pressure point is going to work on me. It's like I don't see how the pressure point is going to like work on someone who's intangible, and he's not even bounded by the flow of time, so therefore he can't be determined what's not even linked to the future.
Yeah, but I'm saying just because he's not determined by time in that specific verse, it's like again, Daredevil is staying infinite steps ahead of you, so you're not even gonna be able to think about it. I'm just gonna pressure point you before you turn intangible. Like we're not even just talking like a couple of steps. I'm just saying like this dude's it's literally on the battlefield, and again, he's gonna just stay that many steps ahead of you, and not use his fate manip though. He's just gonna walk up to you and just one shot you with his nerve strike. That's all. That's all I'm gonna argue because yeah, like I don't see how you haven't really like. I would just say honestly, right? Just as it's me, but you haven't honestly really argued it, from my perspective at least, to really counter what I've provided.
All right, give me a second. All right, I'm back. And you said that I haven't really argued that it can save him from infinite steps of precog, right?
Not really. Like,
Oh, you heard me?
also and also we kind of left your causality stuff, up to the judges. So I don't know what we should do about that, because we kind of agreed to, like, didn't you argue your acausality against my fate hacks, and we agreed to leave that point up to that. So I guess you could still try to argue it now, but I would still stick with the fact you haven't really argued thoroughly enough to really showcase why it would matter, because again, infinite layers of precog. I'm just going to walk up and one shot you before you even turn intangible again.
I mean, I can say is that, like, if he's not part of time itself, therefore he can't be predetermined by Daredevil. I get what you're saying though.
Yeah, but that's in his verse, right? That's the thing. Like, how would that be on the same level to the extent that Daredevil has, though? Like, he's seeing infinite steps of his own future too. Not just you, right? Not just your future. That's the thing. You're not, I don't think we're realizing here is, like, I'm not going to be trying to also predetermine your future. He's seeing infinite possibilities and steps into his own future. So he's going to see you regardless in his future. It's his future, dude. So yeah, maybe I can't look into your future infinite steps, but I have infinite steps of my own, and I'm fighting you in this neutral zone. So again, I'm still going to say this. I'm going to have infinite steps over you in my own right. I'm going to walk up to you and just, one shot you with my nerve point. That's all. Because, like, sure, you can protect yourself with what you have, but you're still in my future, though. That doesn't change my future. So I'm still going to be infinite steps ahead in that regard, because you're still in my future.
Well, all right. Since, like, if neither of us is going to go anywhere, you don't like leave this up to the judges as well. If you,
I mean,
think so or not.
Sure, but sure.
All right. Let me go to my next WinCon.
Yeah.
All right. He has this other ability called fire manipulation, and which means he has a technique called Demon God's Flaming Meteor, and he summons a giant meteor consumed by fire to attack the enemy. All right, let me post the scans.
Sure. So you're gonna hit me with fire?
Yeah.
All right.
You might see final form Demigra here, but even in his base form, he was able to do this with his staff. And I'm gonna get more scans and explain more into it. Cause I ain't trying to be like dishonest to you since we're both using base.
That's all right. Yeah. Cool. Appreciate that.
And the fire has actually let me post the scan. And the
Yeah,
fire,
sure.
yeah, I got it. And the fire is at least like stated to be on the same level, if not stronger than Nova Shenron. And he states, and Nova Shenron states that it's like that its fire is like way hotter than the sun. You got any win cons?
So
I mean,
no, I got a question. Like, not a win conversate, but I got a question for you though. Like, so it said it's way hotter than the sun, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I mean, what is that? How powerful is that though? It's like, for example, I'll say you what I mean by that. It's like we equalize like AP and durability,
Mm-hmm.
and it's like if this is only like hotter than like the sun, that's not. I would say you should have to quantify that because it's like it seems rather weak. I would go on to venture. Because like that's how it still produces energy, like stuff like the heat of a star, right? It still produces like actual like kinetic energy and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But like if this is weaker than because like this is a hacks per se, right? Wouldn't you call this a hacks?
Yeah.
Yeah. So if we're equalizing like durability, if this hacks of yours, what I'm saying is like if it's you're arguing it's only hotter than a sun or whatever, that would technically be less than our AP equalized. So I would say it wouldn't even mess with me unless you can like say it's above. This is my first argument, anyways. I just say that. I'm just asking that, really.
All right. Since we both agreed that we're not equalizing hacks, right?
Yeah.
I can argue that this son was able to like his attack was able to like actually damage someone who's on at least an infinite 40 level.
All right.
And plus, like, I can also argue area of effect, so he has no way to escape.
All right.
Got
I
any
would
count-
go back. Yeah.
All right.
Because I would simply go back to this again, a sun, heat, right? It's still producing literal like energy and stuff like that. So I'm going to argue that Daredevil actually has survived something along the lines of a pseudo, like a semi thunderclap per se, kind of like a Hulk hack. Like he actually has survived like a backhand from the Hulk. I'm gonna say that, like a thunderclap type thing from the Hulk. Daredevil has, and that what makes this actually impressive is the fact Hulk has consistently shown that he can fight infinitely fourth dimensional characters such as Zeus, Thor who can keep up with Zeus, Surtur, etc., etc. And if you want to see some scans, I can show you that.
All right. I got a question for you, though.
All right.
Like, how does that equate to fire? You got to prove that it's the same.
Well, not really, because fire still produces energy. So he's still getting hit by like the energy of Hulk's like thunderclap is what I'm arguing. So energy's still energy, though. Energy's part of your hacks. You already said it's a hack. So it's still energy. Like
you're right.
Yeah.
But it's fire as well, since like it's not just like pure energy. It's also fire as well, since it's also like manipulation as well. Like
yeah,
how
but
resist that
fire is still producing. Yeah.
Even if you want to say it's energy, it still burns regardless.
Yeah, it's still burning with a certain potency though. So
Yeah,
like,
what'd you say, Korin? My fault.
yeah, it's still gonna be burning me with a certain level of potency though of energy. Like so I don't really see if I can actually prove though, that's the thing, if I can actually show he's taken like this level of energy from other characters to his like his suit and stuff, I don't even see why this would even bother his suit.
I mean,
Because like if it's not like I can even argue his suit can withstand even higher than that, like higher into infinite 40. So if I needed to want to go that route, I don't know.
well, like, how can he like resist on like a higher plane? And how he's gonna resist the fire manipulation? Do you have scans for that?
Yeah, I already said. Well, yeah, I can send you scans, and like I said, Daredevil has literally survived energy attacks and stuff, and like thunderclaps from characters like Hulk and characters on his tier.
Like, can you prove to me that it's fire though? That's the question. I ain't trying to be rude, but like, can you prove that?
I mean, I'm saying sure it's fire, but it's still producing a level of energy, a potency, and I'm proving that his suit can withstand a higher potency than that as well. But I don't know. Like I don't see why we need to prove it's literal fire. I'm proving he can resist. He can actually like withstand the potency of this beyond it. Or I'm arguing that. I'm not arguing like. So I don't see what the point of like just the fire part comes in. Sure, but like it's just normal fire at that point. If I can prove he can like withstand the actual force of the fire, I don't understand why the fire itself would matter. That's the thing. Like that's not really a factor. It's energy is energy. That's just that.
Even if you want to say it's energy, it's still fire regardless.
Yeah, but again, yeah, it is fire. Sure, fire is fire, but energy is also energy. And the thing is, I could say that for anything. Like gamma energy is still energy, though. It's still a form of energy at the end of the day. Spiritual energy still has a property of energy to it, though. That's the point. Like it's when you break it down, the fundamental portion of it, it still comes down to a form of energy, though. That's the point I'm making. So I mean, I don't. Again, if I'm proving he can like take levels of energy with his suit on that level, I don't see why the fire itself would really matter.
Yeah, true, but like
Because
you got proof like it's the same energy as what I'm using.
well, I mean, again, at the end of the day, I would just say this: energy is energy. That's the law of identity too. Energy is energy.
But
Like that's actual logic, though. It says, well, energy is energy. There's no, yeah, there's different quote unquote interpretations of it. There's spiritual based energy, but when you really break it down, it's still a form of energy. It's still producing energy, and that's energy. Energy is energy is energy. That's a fact. That's actually logic. So I don't really see the point. It's like,
all right, you want to also like leave this to the judges since we're both not going anywhere. To be fair,
I mean,
or you got another like counter for this too.
I just want to show you that where his suit. Well, there's a scan anyways, but like where his suit is taking that type of like energy coming from the Hulk. So who's like on an infinitely fourth dimensional scale, I could definitely argue needed. But again, you're unclear. We can leave it to the judges, I would say.
You want to go over your win con? Your next win con?
I mean, sure. I'm going to argue Daredevil is just going to ultimately outskill Demigra in terms of hand-to-hand skill and just finesse him and either choke him out, arm bar him, snap him up, snap his arm, but just ultimately he's going to it's going to be a skill fight. I'm going to argue this. Daredevil's going to utterly outskill Demigra. And I can give you some reasons why that would be, unless you have something to say for it.
So you can just post the scans, and I got a counter for this as well.
All right. Well, so I'll just go ahead and start with the argument. For one, Daredevil easily scales above Moon Knight in terms of skill. Moon Knight himself is one of the more like lower tier skilled street tiers, more along like the Punisher lines, but even like characters on his level, like Moon Knight, he's versatile in every martial art, literally. And Daredevil scales above that. And you also have him hanging in there with guys like Shang-Chi, Iron Fist. You have literally you have Iron Fist, who has an infinite amount of ways to kill a person. And Daredevil is comparable to that as well, and trained with characters on that caliber. So what I'm saying is, I have an infinite amount of ways to kill you, essentially, and I'm going to finesse you. And I can start posting some scans.
You say you're gonna post some more scans?
Yeah, I'm posting them. I'm going to start posting them now, like the feats he scaled, like the skill feats he actually scales to.
All right.
Like there's the one, because he directly keeps up with Iron Fist, Shang-Chi, or Iron Fist, and
Okay, so little issue we ran across. Korin kind of like died a bit. So basically, what happened is that fate thing. They gave the edge to Korin. Precog thing gave the edge to Korin. It was pretty close. Also, there was also they talked about skill. Korin like took that point. Pressure points. Korin took that as well. Also like a fire point, and I believe Korin took it as well because Korin was arguing because like Instinct was trying to counter this by saying Korin was trying to counter it by saying it's still energy. So like because he showed the Hulk hitting him, it's like showing something like a higher level of energy. Instinct was arguing, it's still fire, so it should be able to affect him. Korin was arguing that the actual energy itself was higher. The energy exerted by Hulk was higher than the energy exerted by the fire. And yeah, next, and for skill, he also brought up like Iron Fist having infinite ways to kill someone. He scaled that back to Daredevil and said like with his fate shit, precognitive abilities, and skill and pressure points, he's gonna infinitely precog him and infinitely kill him with skill shit, and also like Instinct tried his hand at using like some mind hacks, right? But Korin simply countered this by showing 3 situations where Daredevil has like nagged mind hacks. Overall, Korin wins, but it's still a really good feat for Instinct, and Instinct did like surprisingly well. So yeah, that's what happened in the debate.
Luke, do you add anything on?
Well, for me, and wait, Hyper. Well, I go by Hyper, but
Hyper versus Kira, yeah.
But yeah, this was like Korin took this, like everything that debater said about the whole fate and the whole precog thing really gave Korin the win. I do give Instinct the whole fire point, but yeah, this was like a really good debate between both of them. I'm actually very extremely proud of Instinct for doing amazingly in this debate and showing people that he has the balls and and that he actually proved that he can get up on the list and that he has really improved. So yeah, that's my judgment.
Good game, Instinct, and overall,